Welcome to the LP experience within Venture360. By now, you should have received a welcome email from your investment group, and it would look like the one you see on my screen now. When you receive this in your inbox, you need to click the link in the email so that you can register your profile in Venture360 so that you may have access to your investment details in Venture360. Registration is super quick and easy. If you already are an investor with another group within Venture360, you can click on the Merge Account tab and enter your email and password there so that you will have one login to access all of your investment groups within Venture360. Once we click Register, you will be taken to your sign-in page with your group. So here's where you will sign in with that password you just created. You will be asked to present a verification code that would have come to the email that you used at login. This is for your safety and security. The very first screen, if you've not been in Venture360 before, will ask you to provide your accreditation information. If you are not an investor, but are receiving access to Venture360 for the purposes of accessing an investor's information, maybe you're a financial manager, maybe you're a spouse, or whatever the case may be, if you are not an investor, but are gaining access to Venture360, you do not have to worry about this screen. You can simply click No here and move on. However, if you are an investor, it is important that we capture your accreditation information. So go ahead and click Yes, and then you can click the checkboxes that apply to your accreditation purposes. For this purpose, I'm just going to click the first one. The next screen is going to ask you to complete your profile. You can add an image if you'd like, but it's certainly not necessary. The important parts are everything related to your tax information. Birth date is also important because this helps with AML screening to make sure that when we screen you through Comply Advantage, if there is another Jane Smith, for instance, it can compare birth dates and determine whether that Jane Smith is you or someone else. Then, of course, your address is critical for K1s, as is your tax ID. Please know that this is an encrypted field and this is protected behind our firewall. Nobody has access to this beyond those here at Venture360 and your investment group. So it is safe and secure to put your tax ID in here. FinCEN ID is not necessary right away. This will be necessary for any beneficial owners who own 25% or more of an entity or are deemed to have significant control of that entity. So for now, you can skip this field unless your investment group asks you to provide this. Down below is for disbursement preferences. If you're investing in a fund or SPV that is expected to get disbursements relatively quickly, you will want to complete this right away. If you're not expecting any disbursements right away, you can probably skip this for now until your investment group asks you to complete this. When it's time to receive a disbursement from your investments, your investment group will require this information, and this is where you will enter it. So once you've entered everything necessary to complete your profile, you can click Confirm Changes. This takes you to your investor portal. As you can see, you have some outstanding items already. You have investment documents that need to be signed, and you have a capital call invoice that is ready to be funded. These would have also come to you via email, but in case you missed them in your email, you can come in here and you can even resend them to yourself by clicking Send Reminder. You cannot sign your documents in the platform. You will have to access them through your email and e-sign them that way. Once you've completed these documents, they will appear in your Completed tab here and be available for you to download at your leisure. Your capital call invoice would have also come to you via email, but once you get that email, the wire instructions are embedded behind our firewall here in the Venture360 platform. So there will be a link in that email that you would click and then log in to access those, or you can just come straight to the platform and log in, come to your invoices, and you can find that capital call in here. And here are those wiring instructions that you would need. Once this capital call invoice has been paid and we mark it as paid in the system, this little reminder will go away and your invoice will move from the All tab or the Outstanding tab to the Paid tab. Now, if you're investing with an entity and you're not investing as Jane Smith, you will need to let your investing group know that you're using an entity. That entity could be a trust, an LLC, your IRA, or any number of things. Maybe you're using another SPV to invest in this SPV or fund. Whatever the case may be, if you're using an investing entity, you will need to let your investment group know, and they will add that entity to your profile. Now, if you are investing as an entity, when you click on this filter by all investors link here, you will see your name as well as your entities. Your dashboard will automatically show you the cumulative amounts of all of your investment vehicles, but you can filter it down to show it one by one. As you can see, you've already invested money. Actually, this capital call has not been funded yet, so technically this value is not yours until you fund that money. But this $50,000 that you have invested in Trace Comas, currently valued at $53,551, and they didn't even invest all your cash yet. So you have a cash position in that SPV that the investment group is likely using for a future investment through that same vehicle. From your dashboard, you can see any featured deals that are currently available from your investment group if they are using that functionality of the platform. Any files that have been uploaded to your profile will be found under Files. Any files that are specific to the SPVs or funds that you're invested in can be found within the files of that SPV or fund. So here's the SPV you're invested in. There are no files for this one, but if your investment group had provided files or updates or anything of that nature specific to that fund or SPV, you would find those within the fund or SPV profile. You can also view the entirety of your portfolio just by clicking Portfolio. Again, this is going to show you your portfolio overview that you saw on your main dashboard, but as you scroll down, you can see the specific companies that you're invested in. In this example we're using here, Jane Smith invested in one SPV, which is invested in one company. But the more complex you get with your investment strategy, you could have multiple SPVs or funds, and they would be investing in a number of portfolio companies, and they would all appear here, as well as each class that you're invested in within each portfolio company. So you can view your entire portfolio here. Also over here, you'll see an overview of your portfolio allocation. Now for Jane, she's not very diversified as she's only invested in the one so far, but as she continues to grow as an investor, her portfolio allocation will continue to diversify. Right now, she just has the one, as you can see. And same for industry allocation, she just has the one. But again, as she continues to invest and diversify, this portfolio overview and the allocation will continue to diversify as well, and she has it all at her fingertips at a glance. As I mentioned in the beginning, you might be invested through multiple groups in Venture360. If that's the case with you, you will see up here a drop down so that you can access your various groups. Jane, again, is not very diversified, so she's invested in one SPV with Run Group, so she has no reason to toggle between groups. But if you're invested with multiple investment groups who use Venture360 for their fund and SPV management, you can come over here and toggle between the groups to gain access to those through your single login with Venture360. This concludes our overview for the LP and the Venture360 platform. Welcome to Venture360. We're excited for you on your investment journey.